Everybody, my name is David, you can call me Zen, and welcome on into the stream. Today we're gonna be finishing Ratchet Deadlocked first and foremost. Then secondly, we're gonna do something a little different, and we're gonna do it after the credits. And it's my first time doing something like this. I just thought of it on the fly, and I think it would be a fun and good time to give it an attempt. I don't know how well this is going to go, but it's something worth trying. Other than that, let's go on ahead and get this show on the road. As soon, maybe checking to see if my game capture worked first and foremost probably would have been a good call. But that's okay. Sometimes we break things even when we have changed absolutely nothing about our setup. There we go. So, anyways, in the last time we became the highest rank in the game, the Liberator. And now we are more or less ready to enter the next section of the game, the Ghost Substation, I believe. And we aren't probably not going to end up getting the last weapon, but that's okay. Or at least within the playthrough. But we have a place to go. I forgot to check if there were challenges for the last little bit. A little late for that now, though. That's fine. It's all good.
My friends, it is a black day for Dreadzone fans across the galaxy. Ace Hardlight, champion exterminator and respected philanthropist, was brutally cut down by the maniac contestant known as Ratchet, aka the Butcher of Bogon.
Why do they have so many unique names for Ratchet? They drag this man's name through the mud every single time they get.
Ratchet is a malicious criminal. He must be punished.
Bowing to public pressure, Gleam and Vox acted quickly to address the issue.
Fans of Dreadzone, I share your pain for the loss of the mighty Ace Hardlight. I encourage you all to express your grief and sympathy by purchasing this limited edition Ace Hardlight Memorial Action Figure on sale now for only $299.
He will always try to make a profit. It's kind of crazy work.
Performance-enhancing drugs.
In accordance with Dreadzone Regulation C6-5/9, paragraph 2, Ratchet has been sentenced to meet his fate on the Gauntlet of Doom. This special event will be broadcast live tomorrow night only on Dreadzone.
Little do they know, I am the protagonist. I drive the plot forward, so you know. We will go to this ghost station and kick its ghostly station tail. And this is, I believe, the last, like, official level?
Ratchet and Clank, aka Team Darkstar, have conquered 9 planets, survived hundreds of arena battles, and even defeated Dreadzone's grand champion, Ace Hardlight. Who would have ever imagined this? Now, in a drastic and downright vindictive move, Gleam and Vox has sent Team Darkstar to the Ghost Station. The course is unbeatable, unbearable, unthinkable, and I'm having an aneurysm just talking about it.
Well, that's, I get it.
Do not worry, Ratchet.
So yeah, we still only have that as our last weapon.
My navgrid shows an abandoned supply ship on the other side of the station. There is a grind rail nearby.
So everyone that we're fighting here are all ghosts, which are ultimately going to be higher tiered hey, keep that shield up. So they're ultimately going to be like higher tiered versions of mobs that we fought before. So that's just something to bear in mind as we kind of proceed onward with this. Okay, both my bots are down. That's not good. But you want to know what else is not good? The bots that just tried to kill me. Because I took them out easy peasy. But yeah, I think I really do like the vibe and atmosphere that this area kind of has for like as far as like final areas in a game go, where we're basically in a graveyard, and I think that's fun. Even though I'm not the best around spooky ghosts, this is just spooky reskins of the enemies we faced up to this point. Okay, so hopefully my bots can like deal any sort of damage, be any sort of distraction, or am I gonna get shot at right now? Surprisingly not right that second. Oh, I jinxed it. But yeah, I do feel like this Ratchet game as a whole kind of... Actually, no, I'll save my thoughts because I do have some after revisiting one of my childhood favorites. Because I definitely put in a ton of time into this game. It's kind of goofy that I'm still alive.
This guy is gonna sell a lot of commercial time, Juanita. Let's just pray we don't have any more wardrobe malfunctions.
I might actually gonna flail this actually. I didn't want to risk the slight chance that I would have perished there, though I will risk it going this way because I am quite curious. Oh. Okay. I don't think I like that.
Look, we know this is gonna end with Ratchet splattered halfway from here to Florana. Why don't we skip it and head back to my condo for a cocktail and a dip in the jacuzzi?
No, I prefer.
I love how like zero faith they have in Ratchet to be able to like do anything to address the current situation. But yeah, I think so far the shock mod still continues to be my favorite weapon for, or y'all, guys, I'm scared. Ah! I have to start all that from the beginning, huh?
You're not falling asleep, are you?
Mostly from the beginning. It looks like they'll at the very least let me just pick up mostly where I left off by just allowing me to travel through all the grind rails that I had initially set up. I was not paying attention where I was jumping. That would have been my biggest clown moment right then and there. Because you know how to know what I did before I logged in to play this? Oh, okay, we know now. We know now that's not okay. We don't do that here.
Pay attention this time.
I can turn you into a bucket of bolts, Merc. God, shooting with this with the dual guns on the grind rails, such a nice touch. Oh, sweet! I can charge into the grind rail. I like that. I really do.
Run, Ratchet, run!
All right, so let's try this again. I wasn't holding the control stick steady. I was fearing for my life for a moment. But yeah, a lot of these guys are actually pretty squishy, like almost deceptively so. So it's, you could color me a little bit surprised because I wouldn't think that the dual Vipers would be dealing enough damage to take out all these guys. All right, so we'll get those two rolling on that. Shield them up. Yeah, they tend to get the wrench like action done faster than I can for one reason or another. But I've also noticed that like the bots have been taking aggro a lot more. I feel like a lot less of the heat has been on me during my time of doing this. But for such a massive grind rail section, I'm glad that the dual Vipers for the most part have been coming in very clutch.
You know, I was just bluffing earlier. I knew Ratchet would pull it off.
Hey. Those are some achievements. They're kind of funny. Oh, also, I have the game audio turned down a bit, but a bit might be a lot.
Oh,
So I didn't hear the celebration music.
Team Darkstar's only escape has been cut off. Wonder how they'll get past this one.
They are on to us, Ratchet. Dread Zone has activated a force field blocking you from the supply ship. However, if you can capture the control nodes in that quadrant, I believe I can override the force field.
Yep, they don't like that we were winners here. I'm trying to get this last upgrade. Oh, then they just want me dead. Like, I was gonna say, ooh, or finally got him, the dual Raptors. Oh, and we got the colored shots too. I remember this. Okay. So the nice thing is that we can honestly use a lot of the tools that they decided to give us against them. Because if you guys look, we can walk on the walls with our gravity boots, which honestly I don't think does a lot for us I don't think it does a lot for us currently, but it is helpful nonetheless. So most of our generic attacking items are pretty good, I would say. The time bombs on both like the Arbiter and the Obliterator are doing their nice fair share, but I think I'm gonna switch the Obliterator probably back to Napalm. Either Napalm or Mini Bombs. I think Mini Bombs might be a little bit more useful. All right. And then the shield. Actually, I don't think I want brainwash. I think I want freeze. Because, yeah, the big difference between, like, the time bomb, right? And the mini bomb... What even hit me there? I genuinely have no clue what even hit me right there. That's so whack. I'm just gonna hit this thing with the rocket launcher. Okay, for some reason I felt like I was about to have just like a mini heart attack. I was just like where are these guys coming from? Why are they everywhere? All right, we're like relatively safe. Let's put the hollow shield launcher up. Okay, so far so good. We still have one more on the mainland to get.
This is what they mean by gratuitous violence, Juanita. I'm gonna call my kids and tell them to stop watching just as soon as I have kids.
Pain. Okay.
You wanna play with the big boys? You know, I bet against Ratchet at 10 to 1, and all I have to say is, I'm rich!
Off level feels so also worth it. All right, let's go on the aggressive. I just wanted to get to a point where I could take those guys out without being miserable. So yeah, ultimately we're at now at this point where we just need to swing on over. And thankfully they made this a lot better. This game, like where it ultimately detects you. Friendly fire is kind of crazy. Oh, that didn't adjust the camera at all, but I think the shield link should make me pretty safe doing this. Oh, we actually have to go there. Yeah, it looks like the mini bombs are at least semi-homing. So maybe I've been sleeping on these bad boys for a minute. Wait, so where do we need to go exactly? All right, so the game's kind of implying that I'm supposed to swing back over. Yeah. Because once we swing back over, we can actually just take this quick little path right here. These missions are kind of long, but they are a decent test of skill, I would say. Let's pretend like we didn't even see none of them. Because knowing my luck, I probably would have died right there. I know me.
Nothing's easy in Red Zone, baby. Team Darkstar thinks they have a clear escape, but come on, folks. We're not letting them go that easy. I mean, this whole battle course is intended to send them to the grave.
Oh dear, you are still stuck. It appears there is a 6-phase theta glyph encrypted force field blocking your escape. I am unable to crack the encryption from here. However, if you destroy the encryption computers that control the force field, that might short it out.
Sir,
all right, sounds good to me, Clank. I will do my best to destroy the encryption computer.
Almost there, sir. One more orb and that door's open.
All right.
Don't forget to
For-
order the Dread Zone home game.
I wonder if that Dread Zone home game meme is just a reference to just
This guy
like
should have his own fitness machine, his own shoes, his own fat-burning barbecue.
it's just supposed to be a reference to like us playing Ratchet Deadlocked right now. And it took me a second to realize like where that type of reference like came from. All right, come on. I feel like I feel like I was one level off of the Arbiter leveling up. Hey, welcome on in, Defender. Oh, it's going pretty good. We're probably gonna finish the game today. If I had to take an immediate guess.
He needs to get killed in some tragically ironic way.
I'm still trying to level up the guns as usual. And I got a couple of them maxed out. I just wish that the B6 Obliterator was better. Because even with like some of these different Omega mods, I really don't care about this gun like at all. And I think I felt like I've enjoyed a lot of the grenade launcher type weapons. Grenade launcher, grenade glove, whatever you want to call it, up to this point. Just all of them except for this one, I guess. Okay. The Arbiter does so much damage. I'm still confident that I'm getting a damage bonus with the time thing on it. The time bomb, that's what they call it. Okay, we got one B6 obliterate shot, but we still have some sniper ammo. Yeah, it's not nearly as safe to snipe in this
Man, these
one.
guys are hot. Did you feel that, Juanita?
And needless to say, it wasn't that safe to snipe in the first place with these games anyway. A sharpshooter. We're getting so many bolts. Hey, welcome on in, Kel. How are you doing? Okay. Hollow shield launcher, please. I will say that this game does have my favorite barrier, at least up to this point in the series.
You know, I gotta get me one of those battle suits, Juanita.
I was gonna say, I don't know how to destroy these. And then the game was like, David, you have a flail. And I'm like, okay. Say less. Sometimes you just gotta flail around, and sometimes you'll find your answer.
impossible has been achieved. Team Darkstar has actually survived through the Ghost Station's infamous Gauntlet of Doom. It looks like it's all over. Or is it?
Ratchet, we must make sure they can never use this station again. Destroy the station's outer turrets that guard the power cores. Then, destroy the central core and bring the station down. We will deal with Vox when you return.
Parents with impressionable children may want to turn off their holo sets now.
Children with
Okay,
impressionable parents may
so
want to
I'm
pretend
trying to
they're
remember
watching
exactly
a
how this
real
mission
robot.
worked. We need to get rid of these turrets, which... Okay, ow, oh my god, ow, ow, chill out, chill out! Do y'all see how much damage they were trying to do to me? Okay, power nodes. Oh, these things. They were... These mobs were out for blood. Clank's always the man with the plan, though. Because while Ratchet does have some brains, and I'm not going to discount that. Can we talk about Clank's, like, shout calling throughout this entire series? We can give props to my man. Okay. I'm going to stop by for a quick little spot heal. There are 3 over there. Okay, yeah, I feel like I'm getting so many bolts just off of this mission alone. Another section taken care of. I feel like this feels like an appropriate amount of challenge relative to the strength of the vehicles, because I will say these vehicles have been so powerful through our journey. And there's also something just incredibly fun
In order
about...
to shut down the central core, you
I
must
know,
destroy all
Clank.
the green power nodules around the station. I am updating them on your minimap. Can you see them?
Yes, I understand, Clank. Can I not have fun destroying turrets? Is that too much to ask for? Wait, where are these? Oh, they're all the way up here. Got it.
Interesting fact, folks. Dread Zone started out with 2 guys fighting over a breakfast burrito, and the rest is history.
Okay, so we have 2 more spots ultimately to kind of destroy the rest of these power circuits, which seem to be more north than anything, or I say north, but I mean like more higher up, I guess. All right, so we ultimately have 4 more, which means that just gotta get up here. And there we go.
You did it, Ratchet. Now, come.
Now, oh, so looks like we're heading back to the Dread Zone station. I think we're all good to go. We should be hitting endgame right now.
Ratchet, I have found a way to shut down the containment fields and release all the heroes.
You're kidding. That's amazing.
He's had help.
Al? You're alive. They said your body was beyond repair.
No biggie. I got a new one. Check this out.
He said, your body was beyond repair, so I'll just get a new one.
So, what's the plan?
We have acquired schematics for the entire battle dome. There is a central computer on the control level that regulates power to the containment fields.
So what? Reprogram it? Hack it?
Blast it. Just blow it up and the fields go down.
Okay, so how do I get to the control level?
I have reprogrammed the battle dome shuttle to take you there, but it is a one-way ride.
All right. As you heard him say, it is a one-way ride, which means that any last-minute preparation I gotta do it now. So I think that having them on the cyclone heads is gonna be fun. Gonna do kind of like a bit of a check-in on all the spots. You guys can easily see that.
My circuits can no longer process stats of this magnitude.
Yep, we are number one. And we didn't get enough money for the Harbinger, but that was just kind of to be expected by this point. And so,
Ratchet,
before
when
we
you're
head there,
ready, you can take the shuttle to the battle dome's control level.
got going for done. 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 So, let's head to the Judge Zone station, and they give us one last chance to figure out the rest of. They give you one last chance to like get all the challenges done. But we don't need to, so let's head to the control level. So that was the game saying this is the point of no return. We're about to hit up the last little bit of game that we have left. The shuttle's gonna deactivate as soon as we get there.
Clank, come in. Can you hear me? Something just doesn't seem right here. Not good.
Well, well, well! What have we here, Dread Zone fans? A contestant attempting to sabotage the Battle Dome? How exciting! If he succeeds, the rest of the contestants go free! But if he fails, I've wired the Battle Dome with 6 gigatons of nitroglycerin. If Ratchet doesn't disarm the detonator before time runs out, the Battle Dome will be blown into a trillion pieces!
That's insane!
That's horrifying.
If I was still on the Battle Dome, then it would be insane. But I happen to have a truly lovely view of the action from a remote location.
What about the thousands of fans in the Battle Dome? You gonna kill all of them, too?
Of
Yes,
course
sir.
Not. You are! Unless you shut your cake hole and get moving. Go on now. Your audience is waiting.
That's horrifying.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final episode of Dread Zone. Oh, God, we're all gonna die.
The mood is positively electric as the audience braces to find out if they will survive the next 10 minutes. I can't believe I'm reading this.
I had my whole life ahead of me. I was gonna be a ballet dancer.
Pull yourself together, you blabbering idiot!
Thank you, Juanita.
The slap across your head.
Our contestant Ratchet faces his toughest challenge yet.
I love the switch up.
Formidable defense systems and defeat Gleeman Vox himself. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Ratchet for being such a great role model and a pillar of our
The switch up is so crazy.
It's you, Ratchet.
We're rooting for you, little buddy.
The switch up is crazy, guys.
I am so sorry, Ratchet. I did not realize I was leading you into another one of Vox's traps. There is still a way out, though. If you can destroy the 3 fusion generators on the control level, it will release the escape shuttles, and both the fans and the heroes will be saved.
So we have 8 minutes to do this. I thought we had 10, but you know what? Pop off game. So I'm probably not gonna mess around with this too much.
Blown to bits any moment. Please hurry.
Clank, I swear to all that's holy, if you do not stop talking. I got this. So while those two are taking care of that, okay, I need to be ready for this up ahead, so I'll use the Raptors. But yeah, now this is a perfect test of my capabilities here as Ratchet the Lombax. Okay. Thankfully, this flail is broken. I don't care what anyone says.
Come on, Ratchet, you can do it. If you can't, we'll all die.
But yeah, it's just kind of interesting how we were quite literally antagonized like this entire experience. And then because they have to believe in us or they'll die, they switched up their roles so fast. Okay. Time bomb is taking a little too long. Please, guys, I'm gonna need you to charge that bomb. All right. Okay. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I was like, you know, maybe I can sneak away at the tiniest bit of leveling. No. They want me to not mess around. I thought I could do something fun, and the game said absolutely not. So I'm gonna make sure the game understands the beast that they're about to unleash into this planet.
Ratchet, the station will be blown to bits any moment. Please hurry.
Clank, I just want you to know that I'm bad at this video game. Now, as we do this for our 3rd time, because you know what, I'm totally trying to extend, you know, the playtime of this. Oh god. This is a very nice last level. True last level, I mean.
The station will be blown to bits any moment. Please hurry.
I'm gonna wait. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. Goodness. It took me so long just to get over here. I love being able to use 3 of my Leviathans like strikes only for it to give me a full ammo refill. 35 strikes of this is definitely too high. I walked through a laser. That laser took over half my health. This is actually a pretty difficult section, all things considered. And I died again. I'm actually trying to change up my strategy just a tad. Does my flail have the... Yeah, I have the nanotech stuff on, so I'm just kind of surprised that it's not enough.
Ratchet, the station will be blown to bits any moment. Please hurry.
Alright. Since I'm using a max level weapon, I'm just trying to quickly make my way across. Hey, whose idea was it to give me 7 of those shots? I wouldn't say this has been like a ridiculously high difficulty spike, but it is a difficulty spike nonetheless. I think what I'm gonna have to probably do is use the Vulcan cannon and get some mind control action going, possibly. Just to alleviate a tiny bit of the pressure. Oh, ow, Christ. Oh, I was like, did we not get all the sides?
Excellent, Ratchet. Now.
Oh, that was the last section. That's why this was so hard.
Running out.
That would explain so much, actually. Wait, I was drinking water. Wait a minute.
Very solemn episode of Dread Zone. Everybody dies! Oh no!
Dallas, you're embarrassing yourself.
Mommy, I don't want to go bye-bye.
Dallas, this is not the time! Oh, baby. You're a baby. Good baby. Baby, no cry.
Why? Why? Oh, not me. I'm too pretty to die.
You won't, Dallas. No, straight on up. Look at you, crying on galaxy-wide hollow vision. You are a selfish, selfish man.
I feel like all the budget for their little like side banter commentary just went to this mission alone.
Oh, mommy, baby thing. Sexy. Baby needs a changing.
That's a little interesting subject matter, I would say.
Ratchet, you are running out of time. The generators are overloading.
I'm not running out of time, Clank. You're just overreacting. I'll take a max nanotech increase.
Several escape shuttles are leaving the battle dome. Keep working, Ratchet.
Oh my god. I'm like sitting here stressing. Little salute's kind of fun.
Is that all you got?
Alright, so cool, I realized partway through that I do have to start taking this final area a little bit more seriously than I have been, so that's part of the reason why I have to stop talking and just lock in for a moment. Alright. Luckily, what I've seen is that these enemies, they're not harmless, but like, they're definitely a lot easier to deal with than some of the other mobs in this game. Okay, are we good? Okay, thank goodness. I was about to sit there and be like, y'all, please. That section was notably easier than the prior. But we got a third one.
To perish horribly, I should own up to a few things. First of all, Timmy Aberdeen, I'm the one who set your backpack on fire. I'm sorry you couldn't get it off in time.
I'm sorry you couldn't get it off in time?
I was the one who put the Tyrannoid in your locker. Hey, I heard the therapy is going well, though. Chin up, kid.
Shielding only protects you for like 2 seconds. But I love this little bug that can happen every so often with it.
Juanita, my dear, sweet Juanita, I apologize for the last 6 years of rude jokes, harassing innuendo, and all those friendly little pinches in the elevator. But who are we kidding? You love it!
Right.
Ratchet,
Right.
Can you pick up the pace, please? The station is seconds away from exploding.
Seconds away. I have 9 minutes. Clank. Oh, really, Kelly? You have it on good account that Timmy's doing well. Okay. I guess I'll believe you. Maybe it was something that happened after, you know, the 10 surgeries he had to have, you know. Poor Timmy. If only his last name was Turner. He might have just had a shot. That was talk. 3 years of trauma therapy. You're so silly. All right, time to do this entire section the second time because I'm totally like the best at video games that this world's ever seen. All right, no, I was so scared for a second. Dang, that bomb wasn't even in the right spot and they were ready. Yeah, if someone ever did a mod for this game, I definitely would shave off like 500 damage from this weapon. But I'd still think it'd be too powerful. Because I understand, like, it's a melee weapon. It's supposed to have a trade-off. But that trade-off might as well just not exist. Bots, please. Please. Okay. All right, so before we start going crazy with the disarming, I definitely want to at least get rid of these lasers so that way it's not like a big dancing effort. I don't know why they struggle with detonating the bombs, by the way. Kind of feels like I have to kind of sit and like babysit them for a second, which I mean is working. It's just kind of annoying that it's mostly with the setting of the bomb. I'm so glad I saw that little sneaky package of 50K.
Good. Now get on a shuttle and get out of here.
Sorry, Ratchet. I am not leaving without you.
Oh!
Cut out the sappy melodrama before you lose my entire audience. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. I'm gonna give Dreadzone fans the finale they've been waiting for. It's a little one-act play I call Death of the Lombats.
Right. So, obviously, we have totally the most anticlimactic start to a battle. But I am definitely going to switch on to... For a good chunk of my weapons, the acid mod is going to go crazy here. Because this is going to be a bossing setup.
Hey, Lunchbox, eat this!
I kind of forgot that I have the mini turret gun, by the way. So yeah, the idea is that the poison damage from like 80% of my weapons is gonna eventually add up.
Oh, looks like Box has some tricks up his sleeve. This is gonna be one heck of a match.
Considering that we died,
Oh, is he sounding dead mobs?
That's an understatement.
An understatement, an undergarment, the underworld of professional mustache twirling, whatever it is, it's hot! Folks, I'm gonna break character for just a second and say, watch out! If you don't, we all die!
And now, Ratchet's Destruction, brought to you by Gleeman Vox.
Oh, this is great. Darkstar is toast. I
All
might
right,
as well put
Vox
my
is
head
kind
between
of-
my legs and kiss my ankles goodbye.
Kind of a little bit of an interesting little boss.
Technology, the galaxy's greatest warriors, digitally rebroadcast for your destruction. Let's do another take. Put some feeling into it.
Alright, I'm gonna need him to come down from the sky so I can start doing more damage to him.
Nobody saw that one coming. It's called a twist. Oh, it's good to be the boss. If I don't like someone, I just do this. Ouch!
Those things are fast.
Ah, gotta love it when it's live. Time to
Not having a health pack, by the way, is kind of spooky.
After I kill you, I'll be selling Gleeman Vox action figures.
Oh no! This could mean disaster for Team Darkstar. I put 500 volts on this match.
Dallas, our lives hang in the balance, and you are gambling?
Oh, don't pretend like you care. You never cared. Oh, there we go. I popped a blood vessel again. Oh, all right. Can somebody get me a tissue?
All right, so looks like we're kind of in the phase. Oh, I didn't see the things on the ground.
Just got bigger.
Oh, I didn't see the things on. Oh no, I have to redo phase 1. Oops. Yeah, I'll leave Stalker Mines down to help deal with
See you in the
those.
reruns.
Oh, looks like Box has some tricks up his sleeve. This is gonna be one heck of a match.
Considering that we die if Team Darkstar loses, that's an understatement.
An understatement, an undergarment, the underworld of professional mustache twirling, whatever it is, it's hot.
Here's a little something I whipped up for the after party.
Even with all my upgraded weapons, this is not like the easiest fight on the planet.
Technology, the galaxy's greatest warriors, digitally rebroadcast for your destruction. So, the audience wants a show? I'll give them a show.
Trying to force this guy into phase 2 as quickly as I can. That's the time bomb effect to my mines that I added.
Here's a rating
Okay.
poster.
Are we moving to phase 2? Yes, we are.
Something more comfortable. This year on Dread Zone, an audience favorite, the giant mech climactic battle.
I can't look! Is Team Darkstar dead? Dallas, what's happening? Dallas, what are you doing?
Nothing. Just keep your eyes closed. Now!
Look out below!
Oh, I jumped too early.
There you go, Ratchet. Meet some of your fans. So, the audience wants a show? I'll give them a show.
Oh, what's around me?
Fox News special report. Team Darkstar's about to be crushed.
Ah!
Champion exterminated.
Ah! Ah!
Parental discretion is strongly
Okay.
advised.
Third time's a charm, probably.
Has some tricks up his sleeve. This is gonna be one heck of a match.
Considering that we
I
died,
think I want to actually change one thing. The way I am going to change this back to shock.
loses, that's an understatement.
An understatement, an undergarment, the underworld of professional mustache twirling, whatever it is, it's hot.
Here's a little something I whipped up for the after party. I think we should re-up your contract. Here, talk to my lawyers. Oh, it's good to be the boss. If I don't like someone, I just do this.
I wonder if I could reach up to him with the Leviathan when he gets down closer.
Oh, that's enough fun for one day, Lombax. This game is over.
Okay, yes. That is disgusting.
Here's
Wait,
a third
I
act
can
twist.
technically still hit
The
him.
bad guy
Bro-
just got bigger. This year on Dread Zone, an audience favorite, the giant mech climactic battle.
I can't look! Is Team Darkstar dead? Dallas, what's happening? Dallas, what are you doing?
Nothing. Just keep your eyes closed. Now!
Fox News.
Can we talk about this for a second, by the way?
Stars about to be crushed. We'll see you in the reruns.
That's right. Take him out, Team Darkstar! Destroy him! Destroy his family! Make him cry into his next life! Yeah!
I've never seen
Excuse me?
Comes the big guns. It's bomb time.
He's right. That's why I'm putting a whole bunch of bombs on him. Okay. So, can I talk about the fact that the flail should not have been hitting him at the range that it was hitting him at?
But it will be soon.
Destruct sequence initiated. 60 seconds until battle dome detonation.
The escape shuttles all left long ago. Now we'll both die together on live holovision. It'll be the best ratings I've ever had.
Even if I don't make it out of here alive, at least a lot of other heroes escape tonight.
Enjoy your pathetic idealism. For the last few seconds of your life.
XD.
What?
Get in, Ratchet. There is no time remaining.
Just a sec.
Oh, he saved the little guy.
5 seconds until detonation.
Hold still, Ratchet.
Yay, we got out of here alive.
Check out that explosion! That was awesome! Let's do it again! Move! It's my turn to look!
No, it's my turn, you little brats. Get out of here. Don't you know how to respect your elders, Ow!
Oh.
Did you see what she just...
Oh.
What?
That's evil.
This was the last shuttle. What else could I do?
Hey, I fixed the comlink. We've got incoming calls.
Ratchet, Clank! Hey, it's Kit Nova. What can I say? I thought I was a goner back there. I owe you guys big time.
Hey, Ratchet, it's Hydra Girl. If you're ever back in Aquatos, promise you look me up, okay?
Ah, well, Aquatos is nice this time of year.
Well, why?
Quados is crazy.
More calls coming in.
Ratchet, Clank, it's me, Captain Quark. There's a nasty rumor going around about heroes being kidnapped, but don't worry, it's baloney. I mean, come on, nobody came to capture me, right? Just imagine making a show about galactic heroes without Captain Quark. Ha! Well, anyway, you guys missed the last 3 meetings of the Quark Cadets fan club. But don't worry.
Oh, not the last 3 meetings.
And I even saved some of the snacks. Hope you like custard.
But we did it. All right, it's time to talk Ratchet Deadlocked. So, this was a very interesting and short little game that I figured that with the new stream schedule, I figured I can knock this one out in the 3 days that we opted to play. So, what do I think of it? Coming back to a game like this after the few years that, so many years I remember, like back in Christmas, I think around the Christmas of this game releasing, I got this game. And I finished in a day finished in a day. So it was like going back to it, kind of taking it in more controlled bursts. I have to say, it's honestly as fun as I remember it being. However, I definitely feel like I was not playing to like my peak ability. I think I played better when I was compared to when I was younger, but I still don't think I had like peak performance. And that kind of sucked a little bit, but it wasn't world ending. I think that the gameplay isn't better than the original trilogy, but it is still up there. I think I still prefer this game's gameplay to Going Commando, but I still think Up Your Arsenal still had the tightest gameplay. And the entire premise of this being basically the Annihilation Nation challenges, but just the game, was a kind of a nice call to make and a nice little send-off to the Insomniac's setup of games for the PlayStation 2 era. That said, I definitely felt there were definitely some areas I feel that could have used a little je ne sais quoi, a little polish. And honestly, it's fine. At the end of the day, I'm just glad that I was able to have a good time with the game itself. Now, for actually streaming this game, I definitely felt like I was going through the motions a little bit, mostly in yesterday's stream, because I definitely have a lot more energy and I'm like a lot more peppy today. But it's still something that I wanted to kind of keep note of in my head. Whenever I start going through emotions, it means that ultimately maybe I might be bored with the game a little bit. Maybe I'm just like sitting there playing and I'm not necessarily thinking about what can I do to make this more entertaining, more vibrant, more something, right? And so I wanted to kind of take the time to at least make that aspect of it known, that I did pay attention to the second part of this little mini series that I probably didn't perform as well as I thought I did. But it is what it is. We take the bad streams and we take them in stride and then we keep going on ahead. Defender, I'm kind of with you. I think that Deadlocked actually is my most replayed, but because it was the only Ratchet game I owned at the time. So it is something that I definitely wish I could have gotten to the franchise sooner. But I wonder if that would have changed my overall reception to this game. But that it is what it is. Continuing on. So there are 2 entries in the PlayStation 2 era of Ratchet and Clank games that still currently exist. There's Secret Agent Clank, which I've never played before. There's Ratchet and Clank Sized Matters, which I have not played before. There's the Future Trilogy on the PlayStation 3. And then there's Into the Nexus and Rift Apart. What I'm kind of feeling is that I don't think I'm super interested in covering Size Matters or Secret Agent Clank. I don't have really an interest in those games. Those aren't also Insomniac titles, so they may... Secret Agent Clank's definitely a spin-off. Size Matters is closer to a spin-off than a mainline game, in my opinion. It was handled by a different studio and all of that. So the next Ratchet & Clank game that I play will likely just be we'll be starting the Future Trilogy. Do I want to eventually go back and play those games? Maybe. But there's no promise for that. So that's just so that way you guys are aware and have that expectation that the next Ratchet & Clank game that I cover is probably going to be Future Tools of Destruction. But I won't put a date on when I plan on covering it. I don't think I'm going to be doing the in-between games, play a Ratchet & Clank game. As much as I would love to marathon through the franchise, I just feel that that's not as sustainable for me as I would like. So that's just a little heads up. It might be some time before we tackle the Future Trilogy. Needless to say, you guys may be wondering what's coming up next. after the credits, we are going to... Well, I'm going to have a bit of a dialogue about the game. Kind of like how I did here. And just take some time to kind of just yap about it. Talk about what I like, what I didn't like. And ultimately kind of where I want to... and what that may transform into.
What's going on? You said we were coming within range of a space station.
That Ratchet destroyed.
Sir, how was I to know it would suddenly explode?
It's true, it's true. I love Lawrence has every capability to fix that little section of Nefarious's brain, and he just chooses not to. I think I just love that about him.
Say what?
So, I'm gonna at least restart the game into challenge mode, just so everybody knows. And we're gonna save it on this second file, just so that way it's on something separate. And we can ultimately just play the game from the beginning. If you guys are not familiar with any game in the Ratchet and Clank franchise. But what I kind of want to do, as soon as it lets me,
We must calibrate your
is take a moment to kind of show off a little bit of
Turn to face the holo target on the right, then fire. Good. Now shoot the holo target above you.
is that I want to show some of the new features off that we can kind of get access to in challenge mode.
Getting to the top of that ledge.
All right.
I am transmitting a digital mini-map representation of the area. Can you see it? The mini-map will show you the positions of
All right.
nearby enemies.
Blah, 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 Clank, I get it. But yeah, I want to talk about the little mini perks that come with going into challenge mode and kind of just enjoying that before we kind of do a bit of a dialogue about what I kind of liked about this game and everything. So if you guys didn't know, challenge mode basically is this game's effective new game plus. We basically play through the exact game from the beginning again. All the enemies are tuned to be a lot stronger. And there may be some mobs here or there that we may have to fight.
Ratchet. Congratulations, Ratchet. You made it through.
So one of the things that's going to be nice is that there are a nice little amount of achievements that I'm actually currently missing due to the fact that I unfortunately did not
You have unlocked a new difficulty level. Play at your own risk.
Welcome, hero, to your new...
I forgot what I was going to say.
living quarters. Your luxury containment suite is equipped with everything you will need as a contestant.
Hey,
You haven't been in good.
Okay. So there are some achievements that I'm obviously missing because I turned on achievements just a little bit too late into the game. I love that you can do little things like turn on weather effects. This is silly. But I already forgot what I was going to say. So let me turn off the sandstorm because we don't need that. And obviously, if I got all the skill points, we'd have access to some last minute cheats. We can also get mega versions of our weapons, which are just versions of our weapons that can continue leveling up to 99. Because you can kind of keep replaying challenge mode over and over and over again. It also has the additional effect of as long as you continuously
Go ahead and press the down directional button to initiate the auto repair sequence.
as my brain doesn't work, as you continue to not take damage, you'll be able to get more bolts. The multiplier will just keep kind of going higher, and that will work in conjunction with the one thing that I can't think of the name of. The jackpot mods. So we can actually much more easily gain access to the Harbinger, which was the one weapon that we unfortunately did not have a ton of access to in the original game, since we didn't go out of our way to kind of like farm for it. Because who would want to farm for it with the knowledge that I'm literally getting 60,000 bolts per enemy pack?
Ratchet, keep moving and jumping side to side.
Oh yeah, I forgot. The bots don't have access to the wrench yet. But yeah, you guys can already see that I'm already at a 20 times multiplier, and I gained so many of the different, like so many bolts already. And the nice thing about this as well is that I can actually just go ahead and skip cutscenes.
Show an extremely deadly 70mm stalker turret ahead of you. You need to get behind cover immediately. The shields on that turret are impenetrable. You will have to use an EMP to take them down. Command your bot. Excellent work.
All right, there you go.
Now that you have survived the qualification course, you will be allowed to join us back at our containment area.
So that's kind of your very rough rundown of challenge mode. It's a fun, I was like, it is a very good mode, and it does add in a high amount of replayability for this game. So yeah, as you guys can see, any of the guns that we have fully maxed will be allowed to have their mega versions be active. We can also buy a lot of these mods to help level up weapons quicker, increase the number of bolts that we get, and the nanotech leech mod, which is kind of okay. So I say that we continue probably playing the game for another 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go on ahead and switch to the other thing that I kind of had planned that I was kind of alluding to. So to kind of repeat what I was kind of saying,
It's a beautiful spring day on.
As my brain's not working,
In challenge mode, you can now buy basic mods at the weapons vendor.
Ratchet's first objective is a gimme, Juanito.
Oh,
All he
oops.
has to do is make his way to the other side of this mountain pass.
So what I wanted to do, since I don't know how to talk, is primarily just take a moment, open up Notepad, and talk about the game. Obviously, I've been talking about the game throughout the credits and everything, but I actually want to take some time to really just sit down and focus on talking about the game. It's something that I've wanted to do for a little while, and I've just been horrendous at it. Just because talking and playing, while I enjoy doing, I know when something's not my strong suit. So it'll
accumulate attack power each time they take a hit or deal damage. When the power meter reaches full,
hey, 1 million bolts. The achievement noise is so precious and iconic, and I'm glad that they used the Xbox One. Now, as a bit of a side note, if I decide to ever play more retro titles, is is me having like retro achievements on at least something interesting to have on in for the future, just so that way you guys can see something that
You know, sometimes I think I should have taken that job on Annihilation Nation. They've got a great dental
like, you know, a nice little extra hee hee ha ha bonus. I don't know if I'll ever do achievement streams where I'm just like, all right, let's get all the achievements in this game. No, my multiply. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that my multiplier dropped. Thankfully, the early game mobs are pretty easy. So yeah, realistically, I could get that super quantum flail. I think I'm just gonna decide against it for now. God, I love this flail so much.
Ratchet, I am detecting a swing shot orb ahead. Jump towards it and hold down the fire button. Your swing shot will deploy automatically and carry you across the gap.
Spawn, not spawn camping a ship, but destroying a ship that just spawned. Always a little lovely time. But yeah, you guys can see that the mission challenges don't scale up with challenge mode, so
This all-terrain mech of destruction comes fully loaded with power steering, AC, jumbo-sized drink holders, and enough plasma mortars to take out a small star system. Team Darkstar's not out for a Sunday drive today, folks. They'll be blazing a trail right into the center of the Catacomb Burial Dome.
Ratchet, you will have to use the Landstalker's mortars to destroy those quasar orbs. That should clear the way.
yeah, I'm trying so hard not to get hit.
What I want to know is how Ratchet uses the bathroom in that suit.
Still one of the most wild, like, extra, like, comments or questions to ask, by the way. Wild behavior. Oh, the bolts multiplier lasts as soon as they drop, not on pickup. It's actually really good. But yeah, you guys can already see, I already almost have enough for the Harbinger, and I've only been playing challenge mode for like just like a small amount of time.
One of your combat bots is incapacitated. Use the revive command to bring him back to life.
All right, one more bot, and we're doing good. So yeah, one of the things that I used to do is just like go into like challenge mode over and over and over and over again. I just never really got sick of it, to be honest with you.
There's no telling what lurks inside these walls.
Ratchet, you must defeat all your opponents in order to complete this challenge. In other words, stay alive.
I mean, I know it's Duke playing. I love this whole concept of like, oh, you're gonna get surrounded by all these zombies. My answer, flail.
This guy should have his own fitness machine, his own shoes, his own fat-burning barbecue. Hey, Green, that zombie looks like your mama.
That is toxic, but I get it.
Will the person driving a mint green Man Ray 5 please report to security? You're parked in my space.
And now look at how...
I must admit, I was worried. Well done, Ratchet. You have completed your first Dread Zone campaign and won a medal. You have also unlocked a new set of objectives called Dread Challenges. Earning medals and defeating Dread Challenges.
Alright, I'm going to switch to Monuments of Death so we can go on ahead and purchase the Harbinger.
This is a Dread Zone favorite.
So the Harbinger is this game's effective super weapon. And you guys can see the amount of carnage that this weapon can cause.
To place their explosives on each tower. When all the explosives are placed, they will detonate.
So just like that, we have all the weapons in the game. But yeah, what I would normally do is that I would probably purchase a ton of the experience mods.
In the special sauce?
Yeah, I'd purchase a ton of the experience mods. And I would just grind. This was the original game that like started my whole little bit of a grinding obsession. But I don't know, there was something satisfying about having very high replay value back then. So I ended up really just liking this experience a ton. Alright, take out this tower. And yeah, I just spent 2 mil and I'm back up to 600k. No jackpot mod, by the way. Which I mean...
This is the weapon screen. Here, you can select any weapon you own and modify it.
I think I'm going to take off an ammo mod. Because I didn't realize that it went up by 5. And then what gun had the jackpot? We'll give this the ammo mod, just have a clean 300 and give this the jackpot.
To modify a weapon, select the weapon you want and press X.
Another impact. We'll take off a leech for a jackpot.
You will
So yeah, I could probably grind quite literally as early as this area. But I bet you the best grinding spot probably in this game is probably the that one zone where I typically got like 20k on average from. $1 mil off of a singular mission. Insane work. So yeah, for the most part, my intent and goal with this is just to really showcase what you can really like do in this mode. And I hope I'm doing a good job of showcasing how fun the challenge mode in Deadlocked specifically can be. Just on pure fact that I have all the weapons. So we're gonna purchase our Mega Leviathan Flail.
That is your first objective. Be careful. The outside is heavily guarded.
So these guys I have to be a tiny bit careful. Whoa, my god! I was trying to say a tiny bit careful with, and they said, let me show you why y'all should fear me. So yeah, you can take it like an experience mod and really go crazy with these weapons. And I can only imagine how much, how fast some of these other weapons can level up here.
Moonlight? I have, and it's fantastic.
Now, is it a good idea to level up on specifically this mission? Probably not.
For them on the other side. Whoa! This announcer is impressed. Oh, goody! The swamp is up next.
And with the mega versions, you guys already see how fast this flail is leveling. Unfortunately, XP mods cost 3 million a pop, so you're better off using like.
Ratchet's not gonna make it out of here on foot. He'll have to commandeer the puma on the far side of the swamp. Wow, that was a close one. One false move and those alien suckers will be eating your head for lunch.
My mother used to serve Lomax brains for breakfast with eggs and salsa. Muy bueno.
Yikes.
Juanita is so like crazy behavior. And I love it. It's so unhinged. I think the flail will let us know when it levels up like every like 10 or 20 levels now.
Oh man, these guys are hot. Did you feel that, Juanita?
Sorry. I love seeing number go up. All right. I didn't carry my momentum properly.
A double swing shot. I cannot bear to look.
And you know, just like that. And you know, just like that.
With a powerful Omega modification, these black market upgrades can inflict massive amounts of damage. To add, modify, or change an Omega mod, scroll down to the Omega mod button and press X. The list of available Omega mods will be displayed.
So, yeah, let's talk about that game now. You know, it's been fun, you know, just relaxing on challenge mode. But I want to try this out. I'm going to be setting some stuff up really quickly. Mainly, I wish I could have this notepad tab open as a completely separate instance, but that's okay. Yes. Okay. So let's do a little switcheroo here. Okay. There we go. So I have this notepad open. I wanted to try just thinking about just the game and chatting about just the game as well. What I'm pulling up off to the side is just music, because that's kind of it's kind of where we're at now. Music's mostly going to be for you guys. I'm not going to be listening to it all that much. But this also gives me an excuse to set up, like... Oh, whoops. Okay, so PC display is locked. Music is... There we go. I love distractions. Do you guys? So yeah, music can go up here for right now. Okay. So If it's too loud, just feel free to let me know to turn it down and I'll be happy to. So I ultimately wanted to try to talk about Ratchet Deadlocked in 3 ways: gameplay, story, and my experience. I think that those 3 can really be summed up in a couple of ways, but I figured that why not spend the stream actually talking about the game, and kind of, now that the ending of it has settled in a little bit, just talk. So, and I'm going to be bouncing around because ultimately I want to kind of start off with the story, because ultimately I feel like the story didn't really add to the grand to the overarching plot. So what exactly do I mean by that? There wasn't any real expansion on any there was no expansion on the Lords of the Ratchet universe. We got kidnapped by a spaceship, we got sent to the Shadow Sector, we did some challenges, ran back, and we saw a blip of Nefarious in the end. That's kind of all that we really saw. There wasn't anything that was new or exciting. And yeah, so yeah, you could tell that this was a gameplay first game. Story came second. But I would like to argue, I would even like to argue that the gameplay wasn't as strong as previous entries, which is kind of wild to say, given the fact that it focuses on like the gunplay more than most, like more than anything else, really. So it makes you think, was this just a fun little send-off project that they wanted to work on? This almost get, you know what it is? You don't want to know what it is? This feels like a Ratchet Deadlock honestly kind of felt like a DLC expansion. And maybe that was the intent, right? Like, they wanted to make one last little thing, and maybe they cleaned up a little bit. And that's fine. I want you guys to know, by the way, that this is just me having an attempt at being critical at the game and just trying to have more thoughts than just I like it and I don't like it. So I hope that can eventually like come across. So if we were to kind of pay attention to this game in a little bit more of the modern era or a modern take of it, I would definitely consider this closer to like a DLC expansion for Up Your Arsenal rather than its own standalone thing. So it makes me wonder how they would have portrayed it under that pretense instead. With that said, I need to step away for a brief moment, which is why I pulled up the browser. It was mostly so that way I can run a quick little ad while I stepped away for a bit, and then we'll continue on yapping. Okay, so I'm back, and so I kind of want to elaborate a little bit further. I had to grab my dinner plate. That's all that it was. So the gameplay, this was the gameplay first game. The story came second. That's fine. The gameplay wasn't, in my opinion, as strong as the other previous entries. Just to kind of give a little bit of a brief recap as to what we're kind of doing here. And honestly, that is a bit of a shame. I don't think that the gameplay is as strong as a previous entry. And I think a big part of that was that the guns weren't super interesting to me. And a factor into that could be that I was returning to this game rather than there we go, returning to the game rather than starting fresh. I had to think about a good way to really phrase how I'm feeling, because I wanted to try something. So rather than starting fresh. However, you could also argue that Dual Raptors was the same as like the N60 Hurricane. I wanted something instrumental, not necessarily vocal. The magma cannon, shock cannon. Ultimately, you guys kind of get the idea that most of the weapons kind of felt like I like formatting, so don't mind me. I realize how I want to actually put this together. Weapons more like reprints. And then, you know, some examples below. And ultimately is really a shame. If you're going to do a weapon focus on the gunplay, right? Focus on really trying to have fun in the gunplay space, you know? Make something new that the Ratchet and Clank games haven't seen up to this point. And you could probably think that maybe Tools of Destruction was in development at the same time. So it's very possible that it's very possible that they were just trying to make some quick models for weapons and just try to get the game out as soon as possible, so that way they can send off on the PS2 and move on to other to the PS3 Ratchet and Clank. So I would love to actually dive into some of the development behind this game, I would think, because I don't like speaking like for developers, by the way, because it ends up feeling like it almost comes off like I'm bagging on the game, which, I mean, I guess as a part of the reviews that maybe there are some aspects that I can rag on, but I always feel like knowing the developer's intent would offer a different perspective for me. So that's part of the reason why I was like thinking about that. With that in mind, the platforming wasn't as engaging either. I probably should have just opened up like Word, by the way, if I was gonna do it in an outline format, just so that way I can have like the auto formatting. The platforming wasn't as engaging, and don't get me wrong, our Ratchet & Clank doesn't have like the godliest platforming, but I think that this game actually just suffered from not including Clank in the gameplay, which effectively meant that levels had to be designed with that in mind. Oops. Black, see, my brain's just going now. And maybe this was part of what I needed. Not what else I think about a lot, actually. Now that we're talking about gameplay pacing, I have a mixed feelings of, hold on, my brain's going on fire and I wanted to type out everything before I actually said my next couple of words. There we go. Okay, so let me talk about everything that I just wrote about here. The overall gameplay pacing I felt was fine. The biggest issue that I had is that the dread point system didn't really feel like it made a lot of sense. Because the dread point system was used basically as a way of blocking progression in the game, right? It was something that it's like, oh, you want to go to the next planet? Well, you haven't done all this stuff in these planets first. Why don't you go and see these extra challenges that we cooked up? Well, if you wanted us to see those extra challenges that you put into the game, then, and you wanted to gate the story progression by that, because you know that the game's got to be shorter, then you might as well just make those challenges required instead of it feeling like padding, you know? And mind you, the game was still incredibly short despite me doing every additional challenge that was available to me. So it's kind of crazy. I know that I'm not talking a lot, I'm just kind of writing, but A, I'm eating dinner. B, it felt like this was something that could This felt like something that I could just kind of flesh out on my own while I took a bite of food. And then go back and explain what I mean. So let me tell you, fried chicken, great. I was really hoping for a second that that wasn't my, I'm like, I was hoping that that notification on Discord wasn't super important. And it wasn't. Fully, at least. Okay. So I'm going to bounce around back to my overall experience. I think that Ratchet Deadlocked still is a game that people should play in this franchise. I do think that the game is worth it. And it is worth your time, even for like the, I don't know how long we played, what, 3, 6, about 7.5 hours, 8 hours. I do believe that it's 100% worth it. It's a solid Ratchet and Clank experience from start to finish, and I feel that and I do feel like that's an important thing to do. This game still feels like a Ratchet game. It has the fun guns. It still has usage of the wrench. It has wacky space scenario here, and it's fun. And ultimately, if you can find a game fun, then you should play it. And overall, I think a lot of people could still find this game fun. Now, which version of the game would I recommend you play? So there's currently the PlayStation 2 version and the PlayStation 3 versions of the game available. The PlayStation 2 version is definitely the more stable of the two. However, no innate trophy support. And of course, you know, actually, I think that's the biggest issue with the PlayStation 2. The PS3 has trophies and higher visual fidelity, but graphical gameplay bugs bog it down. Overall, I'd recommend we're gonna pretend like I didn't have that little note there, but ultimately I think the PlayStation 2 version is the best version of Ratchet Deadlocked to play if you have access to a PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 2 version. The PS3 version will work, and I want you guys to know that. That's okay. Sorry, my brain stopped working. But yeah, overall, I recommend the PS2 version. It is the most stable of the two versions. And even though there's no innate trophy support, I think overall having a smooth gameplay experience matters a lot more on a game like this, where the expectation is to repeatedly play the game over and over and over again. There's a reason why there's multiple playthroughs of it. And you may have noticed that story, I didn't really talk about story all that much. Like I said, there's no overall expansion to the lore. You could sum it up as what? Watch. Ratchet, Clank, and Al get kidnapped to participate in a deadly game show. Ratchet goes to different planets to help them while working on the getting through the competition. Al gets shot and is turned into a cyborg to survive. Clank works as an effective manager to make sure that Ratchet stays on track while also and he also works on getting them out. Villains aren't super memorable. Lehman Box is effectively evil Mr. Krabs with a pinch. Actually, no, he's just effectively evil Mr. Krabs. All he cares about is profit. No real character arcs. Jokes kinda landed. Focused more on extremities rather than which is on brand, actually. Thinking about the other games. All in all, honestly, I'm happy with what I wrote down. Yeah, I'm happy with overall what I wrote down. I think I will expand a little bit more on this off camera, but I figured that this might be a good spot to go on ahead and end straight. Because realistically, all this is going to be is just fleshing this out, and then this allows me to generate a type of script maybe to either write a full-length video or a whole bunch of shorts. So I want to go on ahead and thank all of you guys for watching today's stream. I mean, next week I'm going to be starting a brand new adventure. We're going to be heading over, well, there's two different ways that this could go. We could be heading back into the land of Pokemon. I won't say exactly what's going on. Yeah, I won't entirely say in what way are we coming back to Pokemon. Just know that we are. Or it may be a new game franchise altogether that I'm also excited for. So for right now, I'm going to sign off and just express my appreciation for every single one of you guys who decided to stop in today. In addition, I think I'm also going to add the music to the ending soon screen. Just so that way when we transition from page to page, like it won't be anything too crazy. So once again, thank you guys all so much for watching tonight. I'll be sure to see you guys all in the next one. And it'll be probably on Monday because the new schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So see you guys later.